This woman is going to cause war in Ghana. She needs to die before the war breaks out. Hey, Jean Mensah NIA ode yem na motifi Jimmy mo ho se Kevin Taylor, Kevin Mube wo. What she is doing, she is bent on making sure NPP wins 2020. Ono nipa be wu emfa no ho. We are Ghana now Shemia, and you are not angry. Now what was say nyame be ya we Jimmy. This woman is evil or ye beifo. These people are not supposed to be allowed to be walking on the streets of Ghana. So all the money we carried and gave her in 2020 before elections, she wants to tell us, say, there is no need for it again. Just like a dumb person. And this woman is still there as the EC. Kufuatiwo. J.A. Kufuatiwo. On way o. Now me see a tutu no toa. O kufuo betu agmunika fahin. Ye papa Kufuatiwo. San kwasi ade ekoso nyina ohun ye o. Ade and the party that was so. Ye papa Kufuo. Mumpenifu amutiti fie nkwasi ade we ekoso. Munyama edina itself. Atefuwa na so kikim. Atefuwa best friend in DrBawumia. That is where the gerrymandering comes in. Now you will need Ghana card to vote. Afe mo dynamics no. Ghana for ye Jimmy. Mama baba ko onim be man kwasi afo minu dinechi obi ambo mutiri mutuo omo sa be kumo me se wo be si wo Ghana wo de fa kwasi atena o se me dem wo alpha hour onyame nyanko itself to be printing Ghana card nyina ma obi a enti a voter ID card to go and use it to go and seek for Ghana card and as a guarantor enti isi aka che say guarantor no kwa de omo nheda ehia because processing nya papa. Yet na isi kache said the guarantor system is the unique system. O papa, o mame, obi o Ghana card bi abetuma voucher ama o. Obetume di ejiremu ama o. Ade atia isi say sa ejiremu no enye adwuma papa. Ghana card for no eye NIA for no system no robust e chain omo. It technically no they are lifting everything to give to Atefuwa. Now when it goes to Atefuwa, Atefuwa will decide who becomes president.
Your church am baby am will be your church baby will be our share HØT TV. Your child so Italy, so Germany, so Denmark, send over Canada, just baby also what Canada baby will be our share HØT TV. Biano, your child, and I was a sell share HØT TV. Now me patrol and then a daddy declare or share HØT TV. Now Miss Ross or subscriber. So only unsubscribe ya. Now like the video no. Now commenting patrol p commenting on in here. Your voice must be heard. Patrol, I say a tea they also watching chair, and here, patrol commenting on not or make sure that I not try saying, will leave you a comment. Next share video, no, patrol, name order phone no and share the channel. That's the parcel or share HØT Bre TV. Patrol P, let's see video now. Ye be say about electoral commissioner, and I say electoral commission boss Jean Mensah, and I say Jean Mensah as a core parliament about the next election. A consua I'm for befa at to aba na the casino HSA say no voters ID card no. Any juma now or cast be say on the first no echo traba and answer or register to a bar will be to me ever vouch somebody will come and vouch for you and answer will be ejinemu emma obedi ejinemu emma sell papa and now mammy and I'll be a bedijemu HSA we sebi we Ghanani with me at all and abba and assembra emma who quite send but to me at all aba necessary no on NIA National Identification Authority or my command boom say no vouching no and I say ejiremuna obi abejama no omo en you should be say no papa kra wo kra no tin bejiremu emeka show say we again ni na o mama voters ID card na so mama krata bia betimi ni atwa ba o mama kra tin bejiremu obi antin bejiremu ebema watwaba nti ye ka ko sese no de o ma me kra wo kra no tim jemmo nti say no pe kwan bi so na o ma NIA which is the National Identification Authority for no I register and as mo isu kana card na wohwɛ ma no say indirectly no ɔmpɛ sɛ ɔmo yɛ na benefit NPP anaasɛ Bawumia from what ɛkɔ so no anaasɛ deɛ mesomate no yɛ sɛ Atefua, who is the boss of the NIA, Ghana Identification Authority boss, no, Nanamfu, and that's in the Chuchumutropani, Dr. Mohammed Bawumia. Jomo pe amo bought Tatika, and I say 442, 442 agenda B. Indirectly, no, they are trying to do everything to prevent people from voting. Now, or might be indirectly na abuama NPP aka abemu nti asema ye kan sana any present pa say they say no omo pe kwan so na omo prevent am for amom to aba say last election Madam Jean Mensah NIA mano $200 million. So on register amount for now on keep it at data no for the next election. I'm on what I say it be used for a long time. In TNT say all of a sudden no but say any medium now omope say you should Ghana card. Or for the me casa M1 anything and I say M1 no be jana yakoshe video no. Your brother Kevin Taylor so any prepare or teach the way. Na me fa konya so achia your brother Kevin Taylor, Mr. Kevin Taylor, baby will be a mechopa. I salute you. Enti Ghana for and I say Ghana youth, you may in da omo pe kwan bi so area abenimu ama ghanaeducation party NPP party and NPP no ti mama in da ho Mami is trying to cause chaos. Mami is trying to indirectly cause war in Ghana because Ebanisana Obi Empne Ebanisana say Obi say ye abanimu amobi for almost empne. I think never. And fa asumdwe sometimes no yen facing the crane on yen kind of crane and chair ho. Yen kind of crane and chair ho. Sometimes no bibi ba. Let's face the facts. They say, Mami, idea we say, na who dao, and as Obium say, Abanum, or person we are as Abanum, Aban where we are. What do you think will happen? Bibusa, what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen? Me person make asem no nina, make nina, be imu denina. To them, me unko video no. Unko video na, brother, Mr. Kevin Taylor, what a chat. Into details. Mamma call Parliament, you know, Dr. King, and what I take into details. I'm examples, I'm a scenarios, I'm actually what can happen. And see, me Busao say, Mamino, Electoral Commission, boss, Jean Mensah NIA, Atifa, it's Atifa. Atifa, yeah, I think it's Atifa. Omu ekamutubono omu indirectly area abanu emma NPP. What do you think will happen in Ghana? I think we have to rise and talk about this. We have to rise against this decision. And then omu person muche. And then omu person muche. They say no. So obi who say and as obi feel say abano yewima aman nyonkwa. What do you think will happen? What do you say? On super town dinsa. Ghana won't change. Ghanaians won't change. The Ghanaian people won't change. And the NPP government are doing everything possible. Say, Ombe Ria Abanumu. Muma Yeni Ndaho. Muma Yeni Ndaho. Muma Yenkasa. Muma Yenkasa. Muma Yen sorry. Muma Yen Sonny Kasentia. Rafo, me just here, in video no. Let me show up as a OT at TV. Let me show up. So, Osha, and as a Osha TV, Patrol, share video no. Then my other phone, then like it, then comment it. But that's a pass Osha at TV. Let me show up. It was a share.
and yet here and Jean Mensah and Suba Parliament on the NIA. Now, so I'm for my church be simple and sana makwa semnim. See the Electoral Commission of Ghana can say. And there's all papa do which say oh kwa ye Ghana kada yem few. Almost say oh papa omunjinin tumso or ye Ghana ni. And the mame entumi do which inka say me ba any a kobedu. Me na me ye mame me wo Ghana card and I say me wo Ghana passport munye ne card man almost say omunjin tum. Oh for the kwa yenji wuntum. And there's okuta passport kura na odokwa yesi engine tum. NIA NEC akobutia bo almost say ope say we den unya eye Ghana identity a ope say e so we Ghana ni a so wonsa anka Ghana kada unya Ghana ni tie de make atro no Electoral Commission almost say o passport o maame o papa entumi ndi enginemu ma wo se wo ye Ghana ni ade ba ko betumi di enginemu se wo ye Ghana ni ba eye se wo Ghana card into se wo ni Ghana card don't call yourself a Ghanaian under NPP EC Jean Mensah any NPP NIA atefuano ahana Ghana abedu in the United States of America. Se okoye passport ama oba na se wonkwa ne oba na wodo akora ne kwa majority of the time ye nye mawo me say America ha owo na se oso koye passport ama oba e wo se wo ka wo passport ka ho na se wo de passport re kra ka akora no na wonkwa wo ne akora ne kwa wo meka ko fa akora ne papa so bra sa akora ne papa for documentation e prove say be ye repeal. But to the point to say, akorani ni papa sana ekura nyansafo die nim sana e kekere no. Odo passport kwa na ga se be say no, we need the man and we need the man's passport. And sana ya passport ama wo ba. Kwasi afogu Ghana ekura yentumi ntua ni paka. Ya the passport ba mo se enye document. Courtesy Supreme Court. Ya de papa so ba onye Ghana ni ontumi ndi njinemu. Ye de ye maame ba onya Ghana ni ntin kwasiafo de na ye Ghana ni e kire wo Ghana card. There's breakages in the sound, right? I don't know what's happening, but is the sound fine now? Hello? Is it good now? Is the sound okay? Mr. S, Mr. P, check it for me. I think I was hitting the TV, internet table. Mr. S, Mr. P, check it for me before I move on. Is the sound okay? Okay. Inti say Ghana na yet no. O maame nya o maame. O papa nya o papa. Ghana passport so yenji ntum. O birth certificate yenji ntum. Adentira nkwasiafo bi pese bo bedi power. Na maame nkyere mo. Ansa na ye be code yesi o parliament nya maame nkyere mo. Maame ma idea ni de ebesi. Se sia no, de omo ye nyina no, as simple as that. There's something called gerrymandering. And gerrymandering no, enu ye a way America omo use to check. Sa time na slaves no, e wo different states no. Say abrofo no apply gerrymandering. Gerrymandering no say omo odi efa say 4 states and 1 state. Baby wo hwa e de efa kuma asenye. Okokwa ada so a abrofo wo pa before be abrofo 10,000 before 30. Oko be to say ebia eye bantama before no mo ho no Africans na as slaves no o mabenya citizenship o mo ho no o me bia 30,000 abrofo ne bia 300. Na oko be to say eye pankro no a obekoro na abrofo do se before no kakra bi. Now what they do ne say omo draft message no and as omo electoral process no omo ye in such a way say baby a slaves no work doors kakra cha abrofo no e ho no the regulations, any rules are be cope and son be to abano. It is so difficult than baby abrofo does change before no. And it is all in a way to favor some race. And that gerrymandering no a mapping system. It will be to be say Ghana 16 regions. No, I can say okay, 16 regions no. NDC for stronghold your Volta region. Almost second stronghold who cannot so more hokakra. Oba a year Bronga have Oko Savannah into the Ebene say we cannot deny these people, but we can technically deny them. Inti siyeka se Ghana card nkwa and what say you make sure say ube to media to about Ghana. Now what they are going to do is say Omeka Ghana for nyina say see ye be obi anko any Ghana card but who process no be echo faster ewo Ashanti region na so mo register in a day nipa 200 wa Ashanti region to register the Ghana card nipa 3 and the benya Ghana card of water region. Now at that process at that moment you will not see it because you don't follow the process how the issuing system is going. They can technically tell you some more technical problem with the machines in the water region. You can't blame them. Now, what is going to happen is the machine might be working, but it might be working slower than the machines in the Ashanti region. The pace at which Ashanti region, NPP, almost strong, people will get access to a Ghana card. It is 10 times faster than Omomo NDC stronghold. And these are technical things. Now, the second thing you are trying to do is say, Atefua's best friend is DrBawumia. Listen to me very well. Now, what is happening is say, Omunim say, if say EC has a mandate of also issuing a year card, and I say having a lot of the process and Kofobenya Ghana card now, and I say a man for a use a year the voters idea is no issue now. What is going to happen? And I say Atefuano will not have full control of the identity of the Betuaba. Now, all that you are seeing in the say they want to hand over the Ghana card on the full control number NIA. The ECA on there manipulation now. Person push BBMA NIA. Now, when they push everything to NIA, Atefua will make sure at the end of the day the best friend DrBawumia or the best man where becomes president. So what you are seeing, so we don't want to have anything to do with identification. With identification, go to NIA. Our job is to conduct elections. Upon the Adima is sitting today, basically, technically, what they are telling Ghanaians is say, "Sa Ghana a voter identification card, you can't send Kebibe to me use. Slowly we can change everything into Ghana card. What they are trying to do now is say, Omo Pepem can say, easy say." Onisa capacity to be printing Ghana card into a voter ID card to go and use it to go and seek for Ghana card and as a guarantor into easy catch say guarantor no kwade omo shada because processing in your papa. Yet na easy catch say the guarantor system is the unique system. O papa o mame obi o Ghana card bi abetuma voucher amount obetuma di ejiremu amount ade tia easy say sa ejiremu no enye adwuma papa Ghana card for no NIA for the system is robust a chain omo. It's technically they are lifting everything to give to Atefua. Now when it goes to Atefua, Atefua will decide who becomes president because the number of cards he will issue to specific areas will decide how many people will vote in 2020. Inti omo bano omo say enya Ghana card ni yede betwa na omo di 15 omo ba register for no omo na se na pese omo de omo hia guarantor e wo se Ghana card nko a nti omo a enye se de Ghana card na ekoto aba be pese obi enya Ghana card na e pese obi enya Ghana card a de na yede to aba o Ghana so pese obi enya Ghana card na enye 2024 election tia. Why are you in a hurry? The only way you'll be in a hurry is to catch up with time because you want everybody who will go to the ballot to be having Ghana card. So if it is not an issue where you hear this here and this is not going to be the vital document, what is forcing the EC and NIA to push Ghana card in our throat? Because a year ago, the EC told us say the system be a bar. SARS system the guarantee now it will stop foreigners from voting. It will stop minors from voting. So what has changed? But more question be. Say EC say and the guarantee system is strong. Now yama NIA handle over. A day no met much say during 2020 election, how many minors voted in Ghana? How many foreigners voted in Ghana? Have they been able to give us the bare numbers? Because that will be the only thing that will prove say the guarantor system could not stop the foreigners and also the underage. Now the EC before election 2020, Jean Mensah Jessica, let's listen to Jean Mensah before election 2020.
The question that many ask is that how does that relate to the compilation of the voters register? That's why there's been a bit of agitation around the nation and so on in certain quarters. What and how does it link? If you're going to buy a new system, buy it. What has it got to do with compiling a voters register? You know, and a lot of people have raised that question as we went along, that go ahead and buy the system. It shouldn't have anything to it, but leave the register as it is. And the answer has been very simple. As experts advised us right from the onset that in acquiring the new system, you would be changing the operating system of the biometric voter, the system operating the biometric voter management system. And it meant that you had to migrate the data. You had to migrate the data from the old system to the new system. The result was that you could risk, and we did stand to risk losing a lot of data of citizens who had registered. The result would be that you would go on registration, you go on voting day, and your names were missing from the register. And this was not a risk that we wanted to take, because it meant that several people, and you could not tell who, but as you migrated from the old system onto the new system, you risk losing a lot of data. And I can imagine the fury and the uproar that would go on in this country if people go to the on voting day to vote and their names were not captured. In their view, this was a big risk, and we felt that we didn't want to go forward with this risk. In their view also, the quality of the fingerprints raised issues. The capture of the fingerprints was poorly done in several instances. And even as you migrated, you risk losing even the images, the quality of the images, you know, even as you migrated. And the result was that you would end up with a high incidence of manual verification, which we have come to observe. And I mean, because the fingerprints quality is so low, when you go on election day and you are trying to verify, you realize that your fingerprints cannot be captured. We cannot verify you using your unique identity, which is your fingerprints. What happens then is that, well, you come with a card and we allow you to vote. This could lead to manipulation, in the sense that the card may not belong to you, and you may, because we don't have the feature for facial recognition, you could come in with a card and you're allowed to vote. And anybody, if there's collusion at that level, at the polling station level, it could lead to a high incidence of manual verification. Indeed, it was something we were beginning to witness. And if you look at even the 2019 district level election, of the 5,400, a little over 5,400 persons who were verified to vote, 35,000 of them were manually verified. And that's a significant number. If you come to look at the fact that in 2008, the difference between the winner and the runner-up was less than 40,000. And here we are only talking about 5,400 people who were verified during the district level election. Of that number, 35,000 were manually verified, which means that their fingerprints were not... Sorry. 5.4 million people. 5.4 million people. Yes, 5.4 million people, and 35,000 were manually verified. But if you look at the situation in 2012, the difference between the winner and the runner-up, it was less than 40,000. So this is significant, and these are risks. If we really want to ensure the credibility of our elections and ensure that the will of the people really stands, then these are issues of concern that we should look at. And so the main reason, as I have mentioned, for our decision was that changing the operating system, migrating the old data to the new data, you were going to risk losing a lot of data. Secondly, the fingerprints capture was poorly done, and it meant that it would even lose its quality. And in the end, you have a register, a biometric register, where the fingerprints that you have becomes useless, and a lot more people will be manually verified. The Commission felt that it was important that its foundation document, that is the voters' register, was credible and robust. And these are some of the reasons that we chose to compile.
So these are the reasons why until 2020, before election, also compile a new register. What new machines? When the cocoa about 2020, I hear facial recognition. Why ne koye bi? Also the robot system yaba ya man over $200 million. Last 2 years. Or say the system they were putting together obian to be breaking. This woman is going to cause war in Ghana. She needs to die before the war breaks out. Hey, Jean Mensah the other year monamotifi Jimmy Mohose Kevin Taylor Kevin Mube wo. Ready. What she is doing, she is bent on making sure NPP wins 2020. Ono nipa be wo emfa no ho. We are Ghana now, Shemia, and you are not angry. Now what was say? Nyame beya we Jimmy. This woman is evil or ye before. These people are not supposed to be allowed to be walking on the streets of Ghana. So all the money we carried and gave her in 2020 before elections, she wants to tell us, say, there is no need for it again. She is the same person. Now, Ghana for Abutieme. Jean Mensah does not deserve to live. Or ye before. She's going to put this. There will be war in Ghana. Mark my words. Ansana munsie nyansa no mo wu. Hwe. See, I know they call parliament is omunjin tumno. The technique is simple. Me din kanka first one achiremo. And the second one, ma men chiremo. Enu bi na esi wo Nigeria sisiano. Se parliament jituma NPP ni bi the assembly be call Supreme Court. Says Supreme Court and nullify because omo de Ghana card no omo de voter ID ne ade no eje Ghana card no, they are also not qualified. Into Supreme Court should nullify the whole process. Na ye nyina enko register. Trap no set ya mama no. Omo say that's the only way they can win the elections. It's right now no. They omo so mo defe mo na mo jitu mo parliament. No mama mo nipa ko Supreme Court. Eni ne ebo etwen. And that is their plan. Into somebody see I need to a parliament. Somebody go to Supreme Court and challenge it. And the outcome will be that as someone new register. Now tiasie, and even in Nigeria no. Anytime there's a new register, the enthusiasm goes down. Less people will be interested in going through the process again. Now, what is going to happen? And they say every time there's an election, now such register is changed. What happens is that the government in power, because the turnout is low, or better the security agencies I intimidate people, so automatically they win. And even was West Wagon. Ayawaso West Wagon, NDC was supposed to win. But the moment they created that chaos, now the turnout became low. Automatically, when the turnout becomes low, the incumbent suppresses the numbers and win. So the Jean Mensah parliament here said Jimmy Fobina or Twana most saw the son of Bianchi acid in Gunenimo. Her job is to make sure say mo election no obekosi war Ghana. I am telling you today. Mo Jimmy Ghana for do ye Jimmy ye timid ye Jimmy too much. And you be no be Nigeria no. That's how they suppress the turnout. That is how tini dumu e wini wini election no. So it's a simple thing. So what they are doing now, no, a simple step. They just want to lure you people to Supreme Court. And the Supreme Court will end up telling you, said they should go and do a new data. Let me catch you. Because say the data, no, they have misplaced all the data. They don't have it. Say easy. Need Ghana for data. Because and the Jean Mensah catch Ghana for say data they don't share with NIA. Or catch our parliament in the say the data they have, the EC does not share data with NIA. And that NIA will robust data. Afi bound the echo. So the Jean Mensah is not mama the chance manatnasi. We live it 4 years. We who's some Jimmy or be kumunina. Let's see. After 2029 goes to be budget Mensah tribute. Hey, Massa, I know we all say in some way yanka. Massa, for one person to cause this chaos, it's better we all live for the person to die. Because of Jean Mensah and there is see any power Ghana. Ghana for anye bibia, ye Jimmy di ni ato nyanko ponso. Now, finally, or the CIB about parliament. Or see Omunjintum, where the for election 2024. The moment a parliament be jatum no be fetch. Sadia na gangi up no omudi yisha lot of say no. Omudi moshe in conforming the court. That is a Akuffoaddo's modus operandi. They all no. That is how they operate. Into parliament, jitum say Kim. What they will do is that they will go to Supreme Court and challenge it. Now, when they challenge it, Eniniabua, as always, he works for the executive. Obagacha is say, in some of the too much to clean the register, do a new register quickly before election 2024. Make me a quick charming cut because I'm tired. Now that is when I now be see Atifwa na so kikim. Atifwa best friend in the DrBawumia. That is where the gerrymandering comes in. Now you will need Ghana card to vote. Afe mo dynamics no. Ghana for ye Jimmy. Mama baba ko onim be man kwasia fo mi dinechi obi ambo mutimu tuo omo sabe kumo me se wo be si wo Ghana wo de fa kwasia tena o se me de mo alpha hour onyame nyankopon moja yidi twam brodi me catch him say that is the most disgusting thing he's heard. So nyankopon moja ye de unu yesu mojem is the most disgusting thing on earth. Ye de unu yesu mojem Ghana de mo jimi because ye nyina ye dwen se nyame be ye bibi. Ya tena kroma ga away agina so di nkwatase mani pa ewu. Me say what is going to happen? Ya say it is going to happen to my nation. Yanko Parliament ni entie de numasem. What did she say?
I think Honorable Harun Idrisu raised the issue about 10 million people using the Ghana card to prove their citizenship or to qualify to be registered. And he noted that, 13.4 million people, voted in the 2020 election. And so why is the EC, or did the EC, or is the EC classifying that the 3 million who used who may have come through the guarantor system or the passport as illegitimate? And did the EC, disqualify them and so on and so forth? But I think that at the time, I think it's important that we recognize that at the time of the registration, we had, in addition to the Ghana card, people could come through using the guarantor system and the passport. And so therefore, they were not, I think we should understand. So therefore, they were not illegal because the law ensured, the law provided that they could come. Yeah, the law provided. Yeah, because the law, I think we should understand. I think it's a simple argument. You have a law, and you have a law that allows you to use the Ghana card to come through the guarantor system or to use the passport to prove your eligibility. You have that law. And therefore, if people came in using their passports or came in through the window of the guarantor system or used their Ghana card, those who came in using the passports or the guarantor system cannot be classified as illegal because at the time it was the law. But under this law, under this law, under this law, we are saying that you cannot come in through the guarantor system or use a passport to prove your citizenship. Under this law, we are saying that you cannot, under this here, we are saying that you cannot come in or prove your eligibility through the guarantor system or the passport. So here, if you come in, here basically under this here, you can't come under those, conditions. But in
such a dumb woman. With all due respect to women, how dumb she is. She doesn't even know what she's saying. Just like a dumb person. And this woman is still there as the EC will comfort war. J.A. comfort war. On who way? Now, me see a 2-2-2 o comfort 2 American fahin. Ye papa comfort war. Some kwasi ade ekoso nyina ohun ye o. Ade and the party na also ye papa kofo mum penifo amutiti fie nkwase ade we koso munyina ma edin na mohwe entokwa besi Ghana nipa bewu monsumu bewu. So who can vouch for a Ghanaian? At this point nobody is a Ghanaian. Your mother cannot walk with you to the EC office, the NIA office, and say, this is my son, this is my birth certificate, this is my passport, make sure you register my son. Nobody can do that today in Ghana. Ada ye Jimmy say ada ye mwana na nkwasiafo miensa wodi nam Ghana obiambo obi atrubuto. They are going to cause the death of millions. I mean, yeah, they are going to cause the death of millions of Ghanaians. Nkwasiafo we miensa we. Hey.
Yes, thank you very much. I think Honorable Ablakwa raised the issue of the EC's intention to have started the continuous registration in July. And he notes that, that was 8 months ago. And in his view, if the CI had been passed, the commission would not have been able to achieve or attain, the continuous registration because of the challenges that the NIA is facing. And I believe that is true. But it's important that we recognize that it is a continuous registration exercise. Had we had a system where it was a limited registration exercise, let's say that in July of 2022, we decided to conduct a limited registration exercise for a period of 4 weeks, then we would have that challenge. Because at the end of 4 weeks, if persons didn't have the register, they would not be able to.
See, this is so senseless. So why are we in a rush to do this? If you have been able to use the old guarantor system to get about 17 million people, what stops you from doing this to the end till we finish the election coming? And then Omaye use the same process and read this election and says that right after the elections, now this is what we want to do. Now, when you sit in Ghana, I say Jimmy. I say any Ghana for young people, no, we are fools. Yamani packet webi BBC entra. Because where are you running to? What is the rush here? It is not like the system we have used, the system is not valid anymore. It's still valid. The question is, this woman has not been able to tell us, say, they are getting rid of guarantor system, minors voted. How many minors voted in 2020? How many foreigners voted in 2020? For us to know why you want to take this decision. But yet was suddenly, because we don't want minors and foreigners. Why don't you want minors and foreigners? Has your system been broken? If it has been broken, tell us how many were able to break through the system. Nipa dodo send omo minors omo to vote here. Nipa dodo send omo ye omo foreigners omo vote here. Yen share numbers of 5 million, 7 million. Let us know. Then we will do the math from there. You don't tell us anything. You just bring CI and say, let it happen. From today, anybody who is registering to vote in 2024, Biano, has to only use Ghana card. Your mother cannot vouch for you as a Ghanaian today. So, and then your Ghana passport is it's a stupid document. Any toilet paper you pay. Your Ghana, you cannot provide Ghana passport in Ghana and say, this is my identity. You cannot provide your birth certificate and say, this is my. The Supreme Court is the problem. Mekacham say EC, they have lost their data. They don't have any data. Register number year 2020 a paper ira. This woman is dumb or a Jimmy 4. Where your body trimutu. Yes. It is because of her carelessness. And a whole EC boss in Ghana works with military men. Ghana for me and Kwasiafo. Now Ghana the Kuno Bidia. Ghana near to NPP dia. Ghana the Kufuaddo ne Busuafo dia. Mwe Jimmy. Mama, ni pebia for kroni say omodia. And na debia mo na mobre. Maybe statistic me catch them say, the more we preach peace, they will cheat us. Ye Jimmy, debia any preach peace. Debia any preach peace, they will cheat you. Until you make them understand, say the democracy, there is some periphery we all need to stay within. They will cheat you. And into Jean Mensah, the job self, she doesn't even understand. And fan who said the pay on the Jantan wow, ne man did it to Obi Abomutu, Obi Kunima, Obi say, yeah. Obi elder when they want to mean that you're born the battle with Jean Mensah because of this bitch. Na ya tete ha na ya sa mara betra parliament aka no say jantre ni oti red light district e be ka kire say ye ne papa ntumi ngine mu ma ye say ye Ghana for ye ma mi ntumi ngine mu ma ye say ye Ghana for ye passport ntumi ngine ye driver's license ntumi ngine ye birth certificate ntumi ngine into why na ye Ghana ni na Ghana for you nyina ye din Kevin Taylor and Pekufuado say mo ma me say what is going to happen. You will be shocked in your lives. Your mothers will be killed. Your brothers will be killed. You people will be slaves in your own country. Mube Janiako Togo, Omeka say no place for you. Burkina Faso don't want to see your face. You people will suffer because you have seen that you have to take action. And you are blaming each other whilst you know the problem. What Jean Mensah is doing today is the beginning of the end of Ghana. Jimmy too much. Ghana is not worth dying for. You are too foolish.